We're going to bring in Democratic Ohio Congressman and Biden surrogate Tim Ryan. Congressman, thank you so much. I'd like to start by asking you, first of all, do you agree with your moderate colleagues who believe that the defund the police movement cost them some House seats this election?
Oh, there's no question. There's no question that became a thing, and we did not. I mean, I did it in my election. I was able to push back and win my election. But it hurt. It hurt a lot, and it's an effective line of attack that cost a number of our seats. And again, you know, we have funded the police. I mean, Democrats have put money in for the cops program, for technology, for equipment, for cameras. So we funded the police. We had a lot to talk about. There's a big difference between that and trying to hold some police officer who did something wrong accountable. That needs to be done as well. But the defund the police thing was a very, very bad thing for Democrats in this cycle, and it hurt us a lot.
Well, Congressman, Senator Joe Manchin of West Virginia, he agrees with you, and he tweeted 2 days ago. He tweeted this. Let's pop it up. He wrote, "Defund the police, defund my butt. I'm a proud West Virginia Democrat. We are the party of working men and women. We want to protect Americans' jobs and health care. We do not have some crazy socialist agenda, and we do not believe in defunding the police." Well, in response to that tweet, Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez posted this picture of her kind of glaring at the back of Senator Joe Manchin's head during the last State of the Union address. So, you know, I gotta ask, I mean, this certainly feels like this is truly a fight for the soul of your party. These types of issues. How do you see this playing out once the next Congress is sworn in?
Well, Joe Biden's the president now. He's the leader of the Democratic Party. I think his speech in Pittsburgh was the architecture of what needs to be done. You fund the police. You also hold police accountable. You take the temperature down, which is going to make the police more safe. It's going to make communities of color and people of color more safe. And then we have an adult discussion about what the issues are that need to be addressed. And we now have a president who's going to be able to do that. I'm very, very confident in Joe Biden's ability to bring people together. He's done it his entire career. And I think this is one of many issues where he's going to bring Democrats together and Republicans together, which is what we want. There's so many issues we agree on. You know, the vast majority of Democrats aren't for defunding the police and some of these other issues. How do we find those bread and butter issues around jobs and wages and pensions and economic security that we all agree on?
But Congressman, before you guys can get to Inauguration Day, first you have to get through these Georgia runoffs. And in order for Democrats to regain control of the Senate, you guys have to win both of those seats in Georgia, no less. So how worried are you that these kinds of progressive policies are going to undermine your party's ability to take those 2 seats?
Well, we've got, you know, several weeks before the election to be very, very clear, and for our candidates in Georgia to be very, very clear, and Jim Clyburn to help in that regard to be very, very clear. I think anybody who's honestly paying attention knows that the vast majority of Democrats, including those running in Georgia, are not for defunding the police. We've got a long list of things that we have helped fund the police, local communities that need help with their safety forces and their first responders. Democrats have been there with the HEROES Act that we're trying to pass now. There's state and local money in there so that we don't have to lay off police and fire. And those Georgia candidates will be talking about that very clearly. But look, the vast majority of people are voting on their pocketbook and COVID. How do we get this under control? How do we get money in their pockets? How do we reduce healthcare costs? How do we make sure they have a secure pension? Those are what, you know, normal people talk about all the time. And that's what they want their politicians to start talking about. And well, guys like Manchin and me and others, that's what we want to talk about, because that's a uniting thing in our party.
I think one thing's for sure, and that is that Georgia is now officially the center of the political universe between now and the election, the runoff elections. It's going to be fascinating to watch. Congressman, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.